Guys, I think this is a very important lesson that everybody in the world and in general should know, okay? Human beings are not logical by their nature. By their nature, human beings are extremely illogical. We get influenced by brands, by TV shows, by movies. Things move us. We're all about facial expressions, how we feel, how we think, um, our ideas, our thoughts. Everything in the world is an idea and a thought. Everything in the world came up from an idea and a thought. And the reason why I'm making this video is because recently I went on an interview for an accountant role, right? So I'm an accountant, CPA, and I applied for a role as an assistant controller at a construction firm. And I had an interview with this guy who was the, I don't know, head fucking honcho at this construction firm in the accounting department. So he's not the head honcho of the company, he's the head honcho of the accounting department. Right? He's not the head of sales. He's not the head of marketing. He's not the head of supply chain. He's not the boss of his company. He's the head of the effing accounting department. Cool. Hey, that's awesome. You do accounting. That's your job. That's your profession. I love it, right? I'm an accountant too. Perfect. So I go for this interview just for shits and giggles, just because I can play that game. Remember, guys, when you come from a place of abundance, you can play these games where you go out and interview while you're working full time. I'm still working full time. I still have a job. Thank God, I'm safe in this pandemic. I haven't been affected. If anything, I've had more opportunities come my way. And I went on this interview, and this guy was a complete robot. Complete robot. He was an extrovert, but he was so robotic. Like he told me one thing that really shocked me, and he said that he has a lot of trouble with communication, and he likes to get straight to the point. Like he hates small talk, right? He hates it. Ah, fuck small talk. It's so creepy and bullshit, and it fucking sucks. I just want to get to the point. Like in my head, when I hear that, I think you are the most selfish piece of shit in the world. Because if you cannot hear, or if you can't ask questions, if you don't want to know how the other person is feeling and what the other person is going through, if you cannot develop empathy and emotional intelligence, you're going to be a fucking accountant for the rest of your life. Okay? You're not going to get beyond that ceiling. Like you've reached the ceiling. You're not going to go anywhere above that. Jordan Belfort, Wolf of Wall Street, he did this video. He did raise your hand and then raise it a little higher and then raise it a little higher. You see, people didn't raise their hands high enough. They had to be told to raise their hands higher. And this is what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. Like, this person can't think for themselves. They can't think outside the box. Now, I get it. He's an accountant. He's not going to be concerned about the human side. He's not going to be concerned about sales. He's not going to be concerned about people. He's just concerned about numbers. That's what he's getting paid to do, right? That's fine and dandy. But I discovered something about myself. I don't want to fucking do that for the rest of my life, right? I want to go into selling. I want to go into revenue production. I want to go into creating business. I want to be a money maker, a rainmaker, whatever the fuck that lingo is. I want to be one of those guys. I hate the word people person, but it's really, you're not a people person. You're a like an advisor or like a consultant. You're a friend at the end of the day, right? And that's what it's all about. And even just in accounting and business, being a CFO or a CEO, you're not going to ignore the other person's point of view. You just can't do that. You can't just ignore what the other person is trying to tell you, trying to convey to you, or you're not, because when you do that, the people, the decision makers, they start dominating the fucking business. They start saying okay and yes to things that are not profitable for the business and are not sustainable long term, and then eventually the business goes bankrupt and goes out of business, and then you no longer have a business, so you no longer have an accounting department, and you no longer have numbers peoples, you no longer have data scientists, you no longer have the data because you have no business. So at the end of the day, guys, this is what I'm saying, right? People skills are very fucking important. You need to develop people skills. You need to be a people person if you want to be successful in life, because relationships are going to get you where you want to go, not numbers, not materialism, not what you know. It's who you know. Peace.